Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cisterna here on a Facebook Friday here for Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving here in the U.S., November 27th, 2020. Hope you had a nice holiday Thursday, and we are going to be taking your questions here live today for a couple of hours as we get ready to see how everybody is doing here on a busy holiday week, at least in the U.S. Happy belated Thanksgiving to our Canadians, and I really don't know what Thanksgiving is called in any other countries beyond North America, but hope you're all having at least a pleasant Friday. So we got a lot of stuff up this week. It's not just the bird that was stuffed. It was also your podcatcher as well. We had the Amazing Race on Wednesday night. We were not live for that recap of the Amazing Race, but we covered the mega leg of the Amazing Race, so we can talk Amazing Race if that's something that you are so inclined to talk about. A lot of other fun stuff, including a Talking with T-Bird with Brandon Quinton up earlier this week, and then a podcast that I was very excited about called Ask Dr. Hubicki, where I got the chance to ask Christian Hubicki your questions. We posted a link earlier in the week. We got over 200 questions for Christian Hubicki, ranging on topics varying from time travel to spreadable cheese. So we covered a lot of different stuff on Wednesday. Also, we relaunched the RHAP merch store. You can head on over to robhasawebsite.com/shop to see what we have. A bunch of your old favorite designs and a lot of new ways up in the merch store. And the thing I'm the most excited about in this new version of the store is that we finally have the ability to do something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. And that is we want to get user-generated submissions for the different shows where our in-house team, we're going to continue to create new designs, but we also want to, if you have an idea for a design, let me know. Shoot me an email or message me somehow, and we would love to start to get more and more designs. Like my dream is to one day have it where something's a joke on a podcast, and then it's a T-shirt, it's a coffee mug. Let's have fun with this stuff. So very much excited about that. We do have a 10% off discount code for all of the listeners. I'm saying it that way because I'm streaming this to YouTube. A little bit of a free preview of the Facebook Friday for our YouTube channel. That promo code, that 10% off code is RHAPPY, RHAPPY. For patrons who are watching us in our Facebook group, I sent you a 25% off coupon. That should be pretty readily accessible in the Facebook group or on Patreon. And of course, we always appreciate it, especially this time of year when people use our link for Amazon.com at robhasawebsite.com/Amazon. Let me just tell you a little bit about my Thanksgiving before we get rolling, because it was an eventful day here at the Sesternino house where we were going to order in our Thanksgiving dinner this year. It's a lot of work. Anybody who prepares Thanksgiving knows that. And I'm really the only person at my house that enjoys Thanksgiving dinner. I think that probably for Nicole, there's like a side dish or two. For the boys, they're really interested in like just mac and cheese. But as far as like turkey is concerned, I'm the only person who really wants it, looks forward to the Thanksgiving meal. So we decided, rather than go through all the work of like all of the cooking, there was a local place around here that was going to do Thanksgiving, and you pick it up for delivery or pick it up for pickup. It would be delivery if you were you don't pick up for delivery. Anyway, so I went and we had the food set to get picked up for 4:00. Running a little behind schedule. We were planning on eating. Nicole was like trying to track down a jacket, and you can't find anything at this house because of it being such a disaster. We couldn't find Nicole's jacket, and because I was running a little bit late, it was a little past 4:00, and then all of a sudden the power went down here at the house. And so This had happened a couple of weeks ago. For those of you who watched the Big Brother podcast, if you remember, there was one night where it was the Monday night before the finale where I was like podcasting in the dark because the power had gone out. I don't know exactly what it is. That it was a windy day that day. It was a windy day yesterday. Nicole thinks that it was the governor was cutting a power to somebody's house. I don't think that they are that targeted in terms of like figuring out who's planning on entertaining and then cutting that person's block the day of, that they've sort of like intercepted the Evite to, oh, this person's, we hear this person's entertaining. All right, cut that block. It was windy. The lights had been flickering earlier in the day, and so the lights we lost power for the afternoon. And I was like holding out hope. When I picked up the food, I got back, the power was still out. I was holding out hope that it was going to come back up soon, but that was not the case. So I called up to the power company and I was trying to explain, like, hey, it's Thanksgiving. My wife is upset. Please, is there anything you can do? They said, the woman on the phone, who was pretty friendly, pretty nice, she said, yeah, we estimate it'll be about 4 hours, but it could be earlier than that, or it could be later than that. Like, okay, so you know nothing, basically, is what you're telling me. So we then, luckily, we have a gas grill here, and I also like went through this fire drill of a couple of months ago from when we had the day of that Big Brother podcast, where we have a lot of things set up for a power outage. I have the Wi-Fi router here at this house, like on a battery backup, like in case of like I need to do like an emergency podcast and the power goes out. It's not a good sign here, where I have been without power many a times in the last couple of years, that I have some backups in place. But I have a bunch of the lights that are here in the studio that they have the option, like they run on a power cord, but you can pop the like power adapter out and run these lights on AA batteries. And I always have a ton of batteries in the house. So I like broke down all the lights in the studio and then loaded them up with batteries. And then we got set between what Nicole was doing on the gas stove. And then I got the barbecue going. And then we like heated up a bunch of things on the barbecue. For the most part, we got Thanksgiving dinner off, but I cannot say that it was without incident here at my house. A lot of drama and stress on a Thanksgiving. I tried to tell Nicole, look, I've done this before. Survivor of the Amazon. I was out there for Thanksgiving. We survived. She didn't want to hear that story. I also tried to tell her that one time I was on the pre-jury trip on Thanksgiving with Rudy and Tina. And she didn't want to hear that story either, but we made it through. And then sure enough, 4 hours later, it was like boom, on the dot, lights came back on. So we ended up we made it through, but it was not ideal, and it was not super fun. The First Lady of Podcasting does not like a twist like that. Okay, for anybody who's listening from the LADWP, was not appreciated. All right, let's take some questions and let's hear what you guys have to say. I can take questions here in the chat. If you want to check, I think you can check out Nicole's Instagram story here for a couple of minutes. That if you follow the First Lady of Podcasting on Instagram, she did have a Instagram story chronicling most of that experience, if you want to check that out. But let me say hello to Dan Sinensky, who popped on here right when we came on. Let's hear what Dan has to say. Dan, how are you?
I'm good, Rob. How are you?
Yeah, hanging in there. Oh, I feel like I have the wrong background here for this. This is we did patron trivia earlier this week with Zach Brooks. That was a lot of fun on Tuesday night, but this is the background that I had up for patron trivia.
I think it was the picture for Renap episode 2 once. I could be wrong.
Maybe. Yeah. What kind of background? Would you like some sort of like fall foliage?
Yeah, that's nice. Doesn't really matter.
Fall foliage, yeah. Black Friday. Okay, we'll have a black background.
That'll
we
work.
Could do like a Survivor-esque background.
Yeah, this is where you want to be
Big
having
Brother. Yeah. Let's just go with the fall foliage.
Nice and thematic.
Yeah. Okay. So Dan, how's it going?
It's going all right. Last time I called in, you correctly guessed my Halloween costume, and it made me very upset that I gave it away that easily.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. Not your fault. You're just good
But you
guessing.
did. What a great job you did as being the wheel.
Yeah, thank you.
It was incredible.
Yeah, I had some good suggestions to pad out the wheel along with wheel jam.
Yeah.
My favorite was Jason Curtis Rivera's Queen of the Beyoncés, which I could not think of without laughing for 3 minutes after he said it.
Yeah, Queen of the Beyoncés.
Yeah. I mean, do you have just like the one Beyonce and it's just that's it? She's the queen?
I bet a lot of people have like babies named Beyonce.
But that's not fair. Just Beyonce Knowles versus 31 baby Beyoncés. She's just going to beat all the baby Beyoncés.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. That's what you get if you try to name your baby Beyonce.
That's what you get. It would be a short episode, I think.
Yeah. A mailbag segment.
Yeah. Okay. So Dan, how are you spending this Friday after Thanksgiving?
I have a Zoom with my family right after this, which is why I got on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Will everybody be doing a check-in, or will there be some sort of like a game being played?
No, just a little check-in. Since the pandemic started, my parents have liked to do Shabbat, which is really just more just talking to each other. But yeah, you can't really do Shabbat over the internet.
Yeah,
it kind of goes
like defeats the purpose. Yeah,
but we're not super observant that way.
Can you explain Shabbat for any of our listeners and viewers that may not know? I know of it well because I work with Akiva.
Yeah, so Shabbat is like Christian Sunday, except Jewish days start at night at sundown and they end at sundown. What makes it special is you're not supposed to use electricity, which is why we can't really do Zoom Shabbat. You light candles, you drink some wine, you eat some challah, and you just spend the time reflecting, going to synagogue.
That's like what we did during Thanksgiving yesterday.
Oh, yeah, you're way ahead of us. A whole day ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
looked like you guys had a good time. You made the best of it.
It was okay. I mean, luckily, my kids, my wife, everybody here is very lucky that I am prepared for all these contingencies because we had like laptops and iPads charged, Wi-Fi ready to go.
How many power outages have you had at this place?
I'm starting to think this house is cursed, to be honest. We have a lot of issues here. For those of you who do not follow the ongoing drama here, we had a mold issue that we discovered at the end of August, which had caused the bedroom here to be demolished. We are still without access to that room. We are heading into this is the end of the third month of being without that room at this house. A lot of problems. We had 2 weeks this summer in the hottest period of the year where we had no air conditioning. We've lost power on multiple occasions this year. It has been a bad 2020 everywhere, but also especially here.
Yeah. You're going to move to Oklahoma or to Arizona?
Maybe that we'll see if, maybe we have like a 32 or a 32 city tournament of who wants us.
I mean, I feel like if you're going to have a 32 city tournament, just like stop it right there. You're just moving to Omaha.
Yeah. Well, I do like how they get their own vote in the Electoral College.
Yeah. Your vote will matter much more proportionally.
Yeah, I like that. I feel like the Morsi is just like, you know what? We're doing our own thing.
I feel like if you move to Nebraska, your vote should also count more in Akiva's polls.
Yes, because it's close to Omaha.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, I'd like to suggest, I'm not an artist, I'd like to suggest News AF and Renap merch.
Yes, I know that's a area that I really want to try to build up.
Okay. Yeah, outside of running, I don't do much art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think that, so we have the ability to add new stuff. Like in the past, it had always been sort of like a big ordeal to launch something new. But now, we have this Teespring shop. And so we're set up. By the way, I wanted to also say that Derek, who is part of the RHAP team, that he is our go-to guy on customer service on a lot of issues, but we especially have Derek focused on the merch customer service issues, and I have a email address to give you for a direct line to Derek if you need anything. You could either email merch at robinswebsite.com or rhapderek@gmail.com for any specific, because I think that sometimes people have issues, but people are very nice, like, oh, I don't want to bother Rob with this. But you can bother Derek with all of your customer service issues, because that's what I have him on top of. So merch at robinswebsite.com or rhapderek@gmail.com. Or if you have an issue in the Facebook group, we'll tag Derek, and then he's going to be, I bet he's going to be on top of that stuff.
Whatever happened to Pineapple Boy?
I think it was just a thing.
Yeah.
Derek's
not running that?
No. I mean, that was never an RHA that.
Yeah.
I don't think that anybody from us was running that. I think somebody just made it. I mentioned on the podcast, and then somebody just made that.
Yep, he was a prolific wand offer.
Yeah. Yes, I think somebody just took that and ran with it.
Yeah, and
that wasn't me.
Maybe he'll be a shirt.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like it's probably a little dated, but who knows? Okay. All right, Dan. Anything else?
I guess the only thing is Danny Bryson is on that running app that I use.
Oh, yes.
I think I'm going to send him a special.
Which one is it? Strava?
Strava. Yeah, there's an RHAP patron group for Strava.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Danny, I had asked him one day, like, Danny, he told me he had got done with a run. I said, how far did you run? And he said, you don't want to know.
What does that mean?
He's so much that he's embarrassed to say.
Well, I don't know what that's like, but I'm going to write him a special dedication in the streets.
Yeah. What do you jog or you run?
I don't know if I really know the difference.
Yes. Okay.
Like, what's the cutoff?
Now, is that the secret to how you got in such good shape, Dan?
I don't think so. Maybe like the last little bit, but it's just I don't eat food that I enjoy eating.
I hear that. I hear that. That's. I think that's the key. Yeah. I don't run. I walk on the treadmill, and I walk at like a steep incline.
Yeah. No, that's good. Good.
Okay.
It's more sustainable. Like, I injure myself every time I run.
Yeah. I like to just because I get bored. I want to watch TV and walk on an incline. Yeah.
The only reason I run these different shapes is because I hate running. And that makes it somewhat enjoyable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. Well, good luck on the Zoom call tonight. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Bye. All right. Let's talk with one of our favorite patron couples out there. It's Jess and Will. Jess and Will, how are you?
Good. How are you?
We're good.
Good. I really like how you have the camera today, because a lot of times I feel like that Will is sort of like not in the shot.
I moved it over a little bit.
You moved it over a little bit.
You know, just for that, Will, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Usually it's like that. It's just like Jess, and then Will is very, very much like second fiddle.
In my defense, I did put our mic on this little stand today instead of this giant thing, because I feel like actually that's not really in my defense, because this blocks my face, not his.
This is her office. Like, she works here.
That's true.
So she kind of
my
has
space
control of her entire desk and dual monitors here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just come in here every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not moving it over a little bit.
Yes. Okay. How are you two doing?
Good. Actually, first things first. I have two things for you, but before that, I wanted to show you our bell that we had for our wedding.
Whoa.
But I have a question for you. You can kind of see it's engraved. But I have a question. Do you clean yours? Because it looks dirty, but I don't know what to use to clean it.
I mean, I have never really tried to clean the bell, but I think Glass Plus would probably be
okay. I tried like a generic like household cleaner, and it didn't seem to do anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought you'd know.
I don't think you need
Something for
bleach or
metal.
anything, depending on what's
No.
going on in the room. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's our bell.
Yeah. I think anything that like a glass cleaner, I think would be good.
Okay, we'll try that.
We'll see.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, ideally you shouldn't get that dirty because you're really just gonna hit the top. Like,
I don't know
yeah.
how it got dirty. I'm
Mhm.
maybe just sitting around. I have no idea.
especially if you don't have
Yeah.
kids like touching everything.
No,
Yeah.
thank God, sticky fingers, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything is so gross at my house.
Yeah, I imagine it is. Just like was it Hung that said that? She's like the stuff that comes out of my children, and I'm like, I don't want to know.
Even like the Apple
no.
TV remote. I'm like, why is this all sticky and gross? Like, what did you do to this?
Yeah, I feel like when any kid I have is like super young, they get like their own separate like forks and spoons and like stuff that I don't want to have to touch after they touch it,
Well,
like remotes. Maybe they just can't even touch the remotes.
well,
Give
that's
them
the
their
preference
own remote
right there.
control.
No, because that's not. I'll just give them one without batteries or something so that they like think it works. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
There has to be a system though.
it'll work for a little bit.
Yeah,
Well, then they just yell and scream.
great.
Mhm.
Like, it's not working.
Okay, what was the second thing?
Okay, no, that wasn't even. I have two things beyond that.
Okay, good.
Okay, so first things first, you need to look at
Second.
your Facebook messages from me because there's
Okay.
important information and I need an answer on a
Okay.
question I asked you.
Okay, so is that the offline, or you want me to answer it
It
now?
doesn't matter. It's fine. But I'd like to know preferably by tomorrow.
Okay, got it.
And then the other thing is there is the show, and it is like so perfect for like maybe like 3 podcasts this season. There's a show on HBO Max, and it's called 12 Dates of Christmas.
12 Dates of Christmas.
It is literally
Okay.
like if you took like The Bachelor, maybe like more like The Bachelor
In paradise?
in Paradise,
Yeah.
and you mix it with like Christmas. And so there's there's 3 individuals. There's a man, a woman, and there's actually another man, but one man is gay and the other 2 people I believe are straight, but it doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. And their whole thing is that they're trying to find somebody to meet to bring home for the holidays. And so it's like a dating show. It's a reality dating show.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Within the first 10 minutes of the first episode, somebody said they were single and ready to jingle.
Single and ready to jingle. How many episodes is it?
So it's going to be a total of 8 episodes, I believe, and they
It
dropped in
hasn't,
3.
it hasn't started yet.
No, it did.
It
It
did.
started yesterday, and they dropped the first 3 episodes at a time.
Okay.
And so then weekly, they're dropping a couple every
Yes.
week.
3, and then 2.
I think it's 332. Yeah.
3-3-2. Okay.
And
Yeah.
within the first 10 minutes, I was completely sold. And the best part is, this was filmed in like February and March, and they're
Mhm.
completely surrounded by Christmas decorations.
Wow.
Well, they're lucky
it's-
they did it then.
It's well, exactly,
Like,
but it's
yeah.
so perfect. It's like it's just a dumpster fire waiting to happen. I'm gonna watch all of it. I feel like it's like prime. Like, there's what else is going on? Like, it's like would make a really fun podcast. It's like
Mhm.
perfect for like the wrap ups almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought you'd appreciate that because it was.
All right, let me
it's
check. Let me
ridiculous.
check it out
Yeah.
over the
You
let me
need
check it out
to.
over the weekend. It's called Ready to
No,
Jingle.
12 dates
Oh.
of Christmas. No, but
12
he said single and ready to jingle.
Like 12 days ago.
12
Yeah.
dates of
Yeah.
Christmas. Okay.
It's on HBO Max, not just regular HBO.
Got it.
Yeah, but it's hilarious so far. And I'm like 10 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yeah.
best part is the man and the woman that are like the singles, they met and she's like, oh, he's cute. And I'm like, please let like this happen and get even worse because they're supposed to be dating other people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
that would be fun.
Okay. Will,
so
do you
anyway.
sign off on 12 dates of Christmas?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I only watched,
Yeah.
I watched a little bit without him. I told him about it though. I was like,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. That all happened within the past like hour and a half.
It just happened. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I immediately was sold.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love like Christmas and like it's like a rom-com mixed with like reality television mixed with like a Hallmark Christmas movie.
Hmm.
It's like everything.
Mhm. Okay.
Mm.
12 dates of Christmas.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah.
So-
All right. So that was one, right?
Yes. The
Okay,
other thing
what
was
was two?
when I told you to check your DMs.
Oh, okay. Got it. So
Yeah.
that was 2. Yeah. One
That
was
was
checking the-
2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that should be that. I think that should be fine. I just want to.
Okay, good.
I have a follow up question for to get back to you. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
Yeah, because the whole point was that I wanted to keep it on like the DL. I wanted it to be a surprise, especially to the other person involved.
Got it.
So that was like the whole thing. So
Mhm.
and
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
but
Sounds good.
Awesome. I'm very excited.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Anything else, Jess and Will?
Do you have anything?
I mean, nothing too much.
No.
I'm just waiting for the Mets to spend all their money.
Oh, yeah. You can talk
Mhm.
tell him about the hat that you got.
No.
Oh, he doesn't care about the hat?
No.
Okay. I don't know. He got some pom-pom hat.
No,
A
Didn't it have a
pom-pom hat?
pom-pom?
I got a winter hat and it's like Mets. It's like nothing.
Whoa.
But I thought it was fancy.
Yeah.
You were excited about it.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like a hat. What does it say on it? It says something on it.
Well, it's like the home run apple from like the
Yes.
Mhm.
Mets.
Is
You're
that what?
excited.
That's what the pom pom is on the top of the
But
hat?
it's the green part of
Yeah.
the top of the apple. Yeah.
See, he's excited about it.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's
All right,
a
you
I'm
know,
gonna-
getting you both excited about anything is like
I'm gonna get Nicole to make
a
me
hat.
some Mets cricket stuff.
Mm.
Get her
Mets
on some
cricket?
project.
the
The cricket
printer.
machine.
Oh, right. I thought he
Yeah.
meant. I don't know what I thought he meant. I
My
thought he meant
No
the
sister's
Met
sport.
cricket. No.
Yeah. My
But-
sister's getting one of those for Christmas.
Oh, a cricket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
guess she could. Is she allowed to do that? Like, I guess she just have
I
to
mean,
make it
As
herself.
long as you don't sell them, I think.
Here's what
it's
she
Okay.
fine.
does. She goes on.
Yeah.
She goes on the internet and finds pictures she likes and then makes them into T-shirts.
Yeah, she just posted one today that was Schitt's Creek related, which I
yeah,
loved.
she watched all of that. I don't even. She went like behind my back and like watched like the entire run of Schitt's Creek.
Have you seen it?
No, that I haven't seen at
no.
all.
You know
She
what?
watched
She
the whole
probably
thing.
didn't want to tell you because you would like slow her down in her watch.
I guess so. And she watched
You
the whole
know?
thing, and then and now I guess I'm on my own.
Does she refer
Yeah.
to your children as the bebes?
She has not.
Oh, okay.
She has not.
Maybe it will
Yeah,
happen.
It's
She's
a good
working on
show. I'd,
Yeah.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
should watch it.
I keep saying
Yeah.
to her, like, well, would I like it? She's like, it's very funny. I'm like, but do you think I would like it?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't know.
I think
well,
you would
what-
like it.
Why
I mean, you like a lot of other sitcoms.
You like Parks and Rec
like-
and those types of shows.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you'd like it.
yeah,
And here's the
yeah.
thing: Josh hasn't seen it either, so both of you
Mhm.
need to watch it,
We'll
and then you
start
can
doing
like,
a rewatch podcast.
yeah,
Watch
and you could
podcast.
exactly, or you
Yeah.
could just text each other while you watch it as well, just to have a
That would
buddy.
be good. That would be
You
good.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
get on
wouldn't be
his
so
case to
alone.
watch it.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't know. Wait, hold on. Is this an old take or do other people think this? Is this
Yeah.
an original thought?
Mm.
Exactly, you could be your own little bubble.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
So okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you could get some Mets stuff from the cricket because Mets stuff is expensive.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just a sports team.
Yeah. The licensing is expensive.
I guess so.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. All right.
So-
Just well, have a great weekend. Okay.
Thanks, you
So-
too, Rob.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's say hi to Catherine. Catherine is here. Catherine, how are
Hi.
you?
Okay, how are you?
Doing okay, Catherine. What's new?
Well, your Thanksgiving story reminds me of a Thanksgiving where the power went out at my parents.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, she had, I don't know, 25 people over or something like
Oh
that.
my God.
She had to cook the turkey on top of the stove. It was and it was a power outage for a huge, huge area.
Yeah.
But fortunately, she had a gas stove, but she couldn't use the oven because it had an electric.
Yeah, I mean, we were lucky,
yeah.
and that I was trying to, tell this to Nicole in the moment, but she didn't really want to hear too much about the with that how lucky we were. Because we could have had a turkey in the oven, and sometimes, and I know this from experience of like you underestimate how long the turkey needs to cook for, and it's like, oh, this thing's still frozen. So the oven is electric, so it's not like that we were like could have just like kept that going in the oven. I feel bad for anybody else that was like cooking in the middle of cooking a dinner on my block.
Yeah. No, but it is one of the most memorable Thanksgivings. Although yesterday will probably be one for me because I live alone, so I was invited to Thanksgiving at friends, and they said they were going to get tested and whatever, and I just said, no, I'm not comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But the weather was nice enough. So I went to friends and we had a stoop. We had an outside in their front yard type of thing.
Yeah.
And they did traditional little pizza pockets.
Yeah.
So they're individual things. So it was finger food. They had homemade. So it wasn't so they made those, and then they made some little miniature apple pies, and they had hot mulled cider. And it was wonderful. It was just wonderful. So,
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, my mom said it was it was rainy in the morning, but then it
Yeah.
was like a pretty warm day.
It was very warm and very pleasant. And the
Mhm.
day before was my birthday. So I also
Oh, happy birthday.
thank you. I did pandemic related birthday stuff too. So
That's probably the least fun birthday theme, right? Pandemic.
No, but it was fine because it was different. I went to some friends. We sat outside. And they gave me a candle. I said, but I can't blow out the candle because then I'm so.
Yes.
The wind took care of it. So the wind blew out the candle. So that was good. But yeah, it was good. And anyway, but the one thing I wanted to mention was with Amazing Race and the apple trees.
Yes.
So apples do come from Kazakhstan, from that area. Literally, that's where apples come from.
Okay, so that was from last week's 2-hour episode of The Amazing Race.
A week or so ago. Yes.
Yes.
They said that this was where, I don't know if that's specific city, but that's the area of the world. So apples are not native to the U.S. or any place in the Western Hemisphere. We have crab apples, but we don't have apple trees. So anyway, so when you talk about American as apple pie, maybe not so much.
Anyway.
Yeah. But,
where did the apple pie originate?
Well, I can't imagine that originated here either. So
somebody figured it out before.
Yeah, because the Brits watch the Great British Bake Off or whatever. They make a lot of pies. Great Britain made a lot of pies. I don't know where it actually originated from, but anyway. But the other thing I wanted to sort of reach out to the patrons. My niece's son, his birthday is the day after Christmas, and he can't have a party or anything. So she was thinking of doing an Amazing Race, have him sort of make it like challenges like you'd have on the Amazing Race. He's going to be 8. So sort of if people might offer suggestions on what kind of challenge might work for this boy to make his day sort of extra special. They live in Virginia, so the weather should be okay then. So just challenges. He's been enjoying Amazing Race. He loved Tough as Nails. So something like that.
So they're gonna take him on he's gonna be on the route, and they're gonna take him different places.
Yes, and then have him do something that he can do to make the day.
Like what Nicole did for my birthday a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yes. But she didn't. I didn't really have tasks or anything. I just went different places. Yeah.
No, this will be tasks that he'll have to, and maybe he'll have clues. So just like the Amazing Race, where you have a clue and you've got to figure it out, and then you do something, and maybe you have to figure out where he's going to. So anyway, I just wanted to reach out to the community if they had any ideas of something that might be good for a kid.
Catherine, what's the best way for people to get a hold of you, to send them any ideas they have?
I guess I could give my email. I don't know. Is that okay? Yeah.
You could do that, or you could start a thread in the Facebook group also.
Oh, okay. So in the regular patron Facebook group, or
I think, or the off-topic group. I feel like
group?
Okay.
All right, I'll do the off-topic group. Okay.
Yeah, I think that people probably have a lot of ideas there.
All right.
Yeah, and then just be on the lookout if you're listening to this and you have an idea. Look for Catherine's thread in the off-topic group.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. Because, I can't off the top of my head come up with anything. And the other thing, I started watching The Pack, which is...
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you had watched that. Yeah, we did a podcast this week with Jess and Lita and Brooklyn Zed, and talked about the first episode of the new Amazon series, The Pack, which is like The Amazing Race, but with a dog.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes, so I'll have to look for the pod. I haven't listened to the podcast.
Yeah, we had fun. Dominic asked me today, Dad, are we going to watch the rest of the episodes of The Pack? I said, yeah, we just been had too much going on.
Right. And see, that's what I was thinking. He has Joshua has a dog, so maybe there could be something from that where he could try and do something with his dog or something like that. That could be fun to do. So
zip lining.
Yeah, no.
Think about it.
Yeah. So anyway, but and that's basically what's happening here. I'm hoping. So I do curling, and so far we
curling, like this, the sport on ice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me about that, Catherine. Where do you go to do curling?
Here in Brooklyn. Not too far from me, so it's probably about a half an hour walk or something like that. And they opened this ice skating facility 6 years ago, Thanksgiving time, and they started curling. And I said, oh, I would love, because I used to make fun of it on watching it on the Olympics. To me, it was the stupidest thing. And then I got really into it. And when I heard that they were going to have it, I said, oh, I'm going to give this a try. So I went and took lessons. And now I'm a certified instructor. So now I can teach.
Oh, wow.
But although we're not going to have any teaching this time because of the pandemic. So, but for a while we weren't even sure, because at one point New York City said no winter sports. And then I guess they decided really we're outdoors.
Yeah.
Everybody wears a mask. They have certain rules that they've come up with, that how you have to keep distant and whatever. So I think it's actually a very safe thing to do. So I'm hoping in December that'll start up. So I won't be able to teach this year, but just to get to play. Yeah. So I'm really into it. It's just.
Are you the person that is the thrower, or are you one of the sweepers?
Well, so what happened? It's a team of 4, and one person is the skip, who's the captain, who stands sort of at the other end.
The skip.
Yeah, and directs the person and to tell you where you're supposed to position the stone or what exactly you're supposed to do. And you rotate. Each person throws 2 stones. And if you're not throwing the stone, you're not the skip, you are sweeping. Well, that's the traditional way of playing it. We don't want to have 2 people sweeping, because that you could get too close with that. So now we're going to just have one person sweeping and the other person standing, and then you alternate who's going to sweep. So it's a little different with the pandemic. But so everybody throws, and 3 out of 4 people sweep all the time. So so you rotate. And I've been the skip many, many times, and I'm a pretty good skip, but and have pretty good accuracy. The ice is crazy ice because we're outdoors. It's also used for hockey and regular skating. The Zamboni does a little bit to clean up the ice, but not
enough.
Not enough. So, but it is what it is. I mean, it's just, I just, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool to hear, Catherine.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
Who knew that you blew me away today?
Yeah. It's really a great thing. And when I've been teaching, one time I taught a family, and there was a woman who was 82 years old. So she was learning to curl. It was a whole family, and they were having a birthday party. And so one of her kids is helping her, and they said, wait, she's on the other team. And the guy said, wait, we're all one family. There's no team here. We're just all having fun and playing together. So but I enjoy teaching it as well as playing it. So anyway.
Okay, cool. Well, Catherine, great to hear from you. Okay. Talk to you soon. All right.
Take care. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Let's say hi to Deshaun, who's here. Deshaun, how are you?
Hey, Rob. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Taking breaks between Among Us games on the post-show recaps Discord.
Yes. How are you at the Among Us?
I was playing. I think it was similar to how you played Sequester the first time around, being like, I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing. And then so I was able to do that for a bit, and then I couldn't fake that anymore. But I'm still like pretty new to it. But I don't know. You could ask Jess and Will, who are also there as well. I'm feeling more confident. I actually like being imposter. I think it's a little bit more fun. But I've yet to watch the game that you played with Akiva, which might have caused some drama. I don't know.
What I didn't care for was that there was I was being really just ashamed that I what you killed someone in admin. What a rookie move that was. Obviously nobody that plays regularly would do that. It must have been Rob. What a moron. I was like, all right, you got me. You got me. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely not at the level of someone like Jess, who, they're really on top of like the kind of tasks that I involve.
Jess Sterling?
Yeah, Jess Sterling, sorry, yeah. And like Zed and yeah, I'm just very
actually that you were in the med bay and all right, fine.
I'm very bad at figuring out timings. Like, I saw you on the right side, so you couldn't have done the kill on the left side, and then no, they could have. Yeah. But that's like me. But that's been fun. We see you on your Discord status playing, what is it, Lego Star Wars all the time.
Oh,
But-
you could see that. it's that I didn't know it shows that. It's not me. It's Dominic and Anthony. They're playing
sure,
Lego Star Wars
Yeah.
nonstop.
Yeah, figured.
Because we watched the Lego holiday special, and then from that we watched then like all of there's a bunch of like Lego Star Wars stuff on Disney Plus, and then that reignited the Lego Star Wars interest.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, we figured it
Mhm.
wasn't you, but it's still
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah.
But no, I really enjoyed the two podcasts I listened to recently with the Pack and Christian
Mhm.
Hibicki's. What's the name of that podcast? Is it just
Ask Dr. Hugh Bickey.
Right. Yeah. Have you decided if that's going to happen again, or is that
We want to do one that Christian was worried about burning out the audience. So maybe over the Christmas holiday, we'll do another one.
Yeah. I mean, it's just really entertaining to hear like RHAP talk about CRISPR and all those technologies. It's just like, this is serious. It's not allowed know-it-alls. Yeah.
Yeah. I learned a lot.
Yeah. No, same here. Especially, I really found it like it's a fun party trick. The thing he talked to you about the random numbers when he asked you to guess a number between 1 and 10, and you just get 3, 5, 7. I was like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a fun party trick. Yeah.
And the thing about the time travel and the super powered telescope, that was very interesting.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. Throwing some Survivor there, it's all really fun.
Mhm.
Well, I guess I don't know if you answered it on the podcast. Do you have a favorite Survivor episode? I don't know what I choose. I'm also not very good at,
that would be tough. I feel like I probably somewhere over the course of TEOS probably came up with it. I maybe off the top of my head, I think I would say the it's the final 5 where Trish gets voted out of Survivor Cagayan. Like that's a really good one with everybody's fighting, and then the big blind side of Trish, and Cass gives her the finger. Off the top of my head, I'd say that's a really good one.
Yeah. I'm not very good at remembering episodes. It's more like, I like this instance in this episode, but it's like the episode could have been a dud, but the tribal council could have been good. So I don't know if that saves an episode or not. Yeah. Or if a good episode's good all throughout. But I don't know. But yeah.
I feel like that I guess I'm just revealing myself as like just a huge Tony nut, but I feel like even in like Winners at War, that one episode where Tony got I forget what it was called, that that he was the extortion twist happened to Tony. Like I think
of it.
Yeah, for a good Survivor episode, I think that ideally it's like like a real character study in like one person of like them like everything that they like, if you're following the story of one particular character, whether that character like pulls off a great move in the case of Tony, or like that character ends up like going home, like the merge episode of Cagayan is like one where it's like, it's all about Sarah and then her downfall.
Right. Yeah, no, that I don't remember details, but I remember liking it. That's fun. So like the main reason I called was to let you know I'm watching The Leftovers, which I know you've said the second season's the best season on TV. Does that still hold true?
Boy, you have a good memory, because I don't know if I remember saying that, but I do feel like
it was at an interview. It was like someone was interviewing you, and they asked you, "What do you think is the best?"
I must have recently watched it because it's really good. I got really into it. I like binged. I feel like the first season was like kind of a slow burn, and then it got good. And then I really loved the second season. And then
I'm still at the start of the second season, so
I just think it's a really tight story that that's what I really like on shows, where it's like there's everything is like there's not a lot of wasted like, wait, I hate this storyline, or like I'm gonna check out when this is on the screen. Like I really I feel like that show does a really good job with that.
Yeah, it's really like the first season. I think the only reason I really stuck with it was because I have another friend who really likes it. And then you also, your ringing endorsement. I was like, I gotta stick with it to the second season. the first season took me ages to get through. I was like, this is kind of slow.
Have you listened to any of the podcasts with Josh and Antonio?
No, I was going to ask you. So they did do one.
That's some of the best. That's some of the best post-show recaps podcast there.
Did they do it like as it happened?
Every episode, every episode as it was happening.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm definitely going
to. They're long too. They're probably like over 2 hours.
Oh yeah, because there's no I want to dissect it. It's just like,
but it's like it's vintage like Josh and Antonio.
Oh, fun stuff. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna look for that. But so I'm excited to see what the second season has on store for me.
It's hard because when you're binging a show like that, but the podcast, like it's like like I want to start the next episode. Should I listen to the podcast? Yeah. So it's like, all right, I'll watch a couple episodes and then I'll listen to the podcast when
I do that with
I'm not in front of the TV.
Yeah, I do that with Down the Hatch, where I'll binge like 3 lost episodes, and I'm like, oh, I don't really care for that episode, so I'll just listen to this podcast. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But so is the Leftovers? It's 4 seasons, right? So
3
seasons. 3. Okay. So the third season's. Did they stop Did it get like canceled?
There's that they came back and did one final season. So there is that they end the story in the 3rd season.
All right, fine. Yeah, I'm excited. Like the 2nd season's really not where I thought it would go, and so I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, they sort of like reboot the series a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember the opening scene in the 2nd season with that cave woman.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I was like, am I watching the right? Like, what's happening here? It's like, yeah. But yeah, that was fun. But yeah, that's about it. The Pack. Enjoy the podcast. I do feel like it's one of these shows that I'll probably not watch if you don't podcast about it. Okay. It's like, I think.
Yeah, Dominic was saying he wants to watch more of it, so hopefully,
it's fun. I think the podcast is fun.
Yeah. I don't like. I'd like to get back and do more podcasts. I don't know if I want to do it like episode by episode. Maybe we'll do like a catch up for like the rest of the way, or like the first half or something like that. Like figure out a way to break it up.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. But I gotta watch the 2nd episode and see how it goes from there.
Yeah, same here. All right. Well, I mean,
yeah.
Cool.
All right.
That's it on my end.
All right, Sean. Take care. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
All right. See ya. Bye. All right. Let's say hi to Greg, who's on hold. Okay. Here comes Greg. Greg, how are you? Hold on, Greg. You're muted. Yes, Greg.
How's it going?
It's going great. And by the way, I had the pleasure of being on Greg's podcast this week. And is it This Must Be the Place?
That's correct.
Okay. This must be the place. Talking all about community building, not the TV show.
Not the TV show, but the RHAP community.
Yes. We had a lot of fun with that. It came out on Wednesday of this week. Greg, if people want to look that up, where's the easiest way to find it?
This must be the place podcast.com or on any of your many myriad podcast platforms.
Yes. Okay.
I just got on Amazon podcast today.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Greg, what's going on?
Not much. Seems like it went over pretty well. People seem to like it. I got a 5-star review since I put it out, so that's always good.
Whoa. Okay.
But yeah, no, things are going good. It sounds like your Thanksgiving went fine.
Yeah, it was definitely like there were some tense moments there.
Mm-hmm.
There was some tension.
My wife is out of town, so I had Thanksgiving here alone by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Went down to the beach last night. Lost my glasses on the beach. Spent most of my time on the beach trying to find my glasses again. They had fallen out of my pocket.
Yeah, were you running? How did you lose your glasses?
No, they're in my I can't see up close with them, so I often take them off when I'm like looking at something like in the water or whatever, and I shove them in my pocket. And then like I was sitting up on a rock and they had fallen out of the pocket of my jacket.
Did you find them?
I did find them, but it took me like an hour of going back and forth and retracing my steps multiple times.
But what a thrill it must have been when you found them.
What a thrill. What a thrill. So much more exciting than simply sitting there watching the sunset, which was what my plan was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But no, things were fine. I caught up on Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Caught up on.
People did not love the mega leg.
It wasn't great. I agree that it was a little bit predetermined. It seemed
Yeah.
very much like as soon as the blondes got stuck behind the pack, they were pretty
Mhm.
much screwed.
Yeah. For me, I was sort of like, oh, these tasks are fun. Like
The
I
tasks
wasn't
were fun.
I
Yeah.
wasn't bored watching
No.
it. So I was surprised. Mike and Jess were so down on the mega leg, but when they're both in agreement on something, I'm like, okay, wow, these are my two experts. If they're saying this is not good, it's not good.
I will agree that I think that it really is starting to take some of the tension out of the task,
Yeah.
the amount of information sharing. Like I really liked the attention to detail you were going to need to have in the place setting task. But then
Yes.
when they're telling each other about everything that they need to do, it's a
Mm-hmm.
little, it kind of like, a lot of teams will melt down in tasks like that. And when they suddenly have all that information at their fingertips, it kind of ruins that aspect of, taking enjoyment in someone else's misery, as it were.
Mhm. Yeah, it does like break the game to
Yeah.
some degree.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal.
No. And then yesterday I flipped on Pluto TV, the Amazing Race
Yes.
channel, and saw the finale of season 7, I think it is, when
Okay.
Shannon and Joyce won. And boy, I do not miss the days where they had to beg for money.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like, I'm so glad that aspect of the game has been eliminated.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, so Shannon and Joyce had no money because they had gotten a non-elimination the leg before, and all of their money and belongings were taken, and so they
Mhm.
spent the entire finale trying to beg for money to pay off cab drivers so that they could win.
Mm-hmm.
And
But they
it's
did.
not. It's just not. I don't know. It's just not something that I miss.
Yeah, not great in hindsight.
No. So what else is going on? Oh, did you know that
Yes.
there's an org called Equilibrium? It's run by Dylan from Surviving New Zealand,
Okay.
and they're doing a Survivor Australia fans versus favorites episode tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's 9.
Is it like a sequester mini where it's
kind
like,
of
yeah.
It's similar to that. Yeah.
Okay.
And so and it's got 9 Australian survivors and 10 fans.
Okay.
And so that's going on tonight. Annalise, Baden, Phoebe, Craig, Jared, Maddie, Tegan, Henry, and then they had a dropout at the last minute, so Lisa Stanger's playing too.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. And then RHAP patron Michael O'Rear is playing as well in the fan side.
Okay, yes. Veteran of
many
Brand
online
Steel.
games. Yeah.
Yes.
The patron Brand Steel. That's right.
Yes. The
Kinda screwed
infamous
himself.
tribe swap.
Yeah,
Tribe swapper.
He mutinied.
Yes.
Wasn't that it? Yes.
Yeah, he had the option to mutiny on Exile Island and did.
That's right.
and then got
Screwing
voted out.
himself.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Poor Michael.
Mhm.
But that should be fun, I think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're doing it at Australian time.
Okay. So
So
what
it's
time will that
happening at
be?
midnight Pacific.
Midnight Pacific. So I guess it could be worse. Could be on Eastern time.
Yeah, that's right. I could be on Eastern time. That's
Mhm.
right. But I'm thinking I might go to bed at 9 or 10 and sleep for a couple
Will
hours.
it be
and then wake up and
recorded,
watch.
Greg? Could
I
you
don't
watch
know.
it in the morning?
I haven't heard.
Well, you are
Could,
dedicated.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm on vacation. What else am I going to do? I'm on vacation. My wife's out of town. What? I got stuff to do. I got places to be. No.
Mhm.
No.
Okay.
So what about The Pack? Is that actually a good show, or is it just a show if you like dogs?
So I think it's probably a little bit more of a show if you like dogs than I would say, oh
Mhm.
my God, it's such a good show. That it is it was fun. It was a good show to watch with my son who's 7, but I would not say that it was like, a show
Right.
that I found to be like intellectually stimulating.
Right. But my wife
Like,
is
ooh,
really
the
into
game.
dogs.
Yeah.
So maybe I could get her to watch.
I'm interested to see when in the first episode, they stayed in Los Angeles. I'm interested to see, in terms of like seeing where they go. I'm interested to see how the second episode goes down.
Yeah, flying with animals can be complicated.
Well, I think they have a charter. It's not like
that makes
they're,
sense. Yeah, of course, of
on
course.
flying
It's not like they're
coach.
getting on American or something. Yeah, exactly.
No. So they have travel together, and they're staying in North America and then going to Europe.
Wow, they're going to Europe. Crazy.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
know that, because like I lived in Sweden for a while. When I moved to Sweden, I brought my cats with me,
Yes.
and the import stuff and bringing animals into Europe is crazy. Like all
That's
of the
what I
work you
hear,
have to do, the
but I
paperwork
think
and shit.
Amazon must have greased the wheels on this.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they did. Like we couldn't even land in England to change planes with the cats and stuff like that. It was
Yeah.
it was nuts.
They spent a lot of money on this show.
Production values are high.
High production values for sure. Yeah. I mean, I would not be surprised to find out that the budget for this was higher than this season of The Amazing Race that's on right now.
Wow, that's crazy. That is
Mhm.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'll definitely have to check
I mean,
that out.
I'm talking out of my butt, but
Right, sure,
like,
who knows,
like
but-
when you take a look at like what they're doing, like I think you might say, yeah, they may have spent more money than The Amazing Race spent. Yeah.
How come you haven't had Phil on the podcast?
He's been filming Tough as Nails season 2.
Oh, right. He's been
Mhm.
busy. Your new pal. How flushed was Jess the first time you had Phil on the podcast?
Every time
She
we
seemed-
talk to him, I mean,
She seemed pretty starstruck.
We've interviewed him a number of times over the years.
Right,
and,
sure,
I
but
think
it's-
she's never not starstruck by Phil.
Yeah, it's different when you're interviewing versus when he's coming on your podcast as an active participant.
Yeah, I mean, and he would like before we would be recording, sometimes he would be like shooting the you know what with us for like 10-15 minutes.
He was so fun on those podcasts. I really
Yeah, he
enjoyed
really
it.
was. He's a good sport. So hopefully, he comes back and wants to talk about the second season. I really think that Tough as Nails season 2 is going to be on TV sooner than later. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it like as early as February if they have it in the can.
Yeah, especially if they don't end up doing a Celebrity Big Brother season, they're really
Yeah.
going to need something on that Wednesday night.
Yeah.
slot.
Greg, I think that this week is going to be very I think in the past, CBS has announced their sort of like a next season lineup, traditionally like this first week of December. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see a lot of dominoes fall in terms of what's coming up this week. And I think we'll probably know very soon whether or not there's going to be a Celebrity Big Brother.
Have you heard any like rumors or anything in the
No, I haven't,
pipeline?
but I feel like that, that's not unusual for me to not hear anything and then boom, here it is. Here's the announcement. I think that we'll get some pretty answers very soon in terms of like what are they going to be filling that like Wednesday night time slot with.
Right. Oh, that'll be nice. Celebrity Big Brother. The last one wasn't bad, I thought. So
Yeah. They did one in 2018 and 2019. They did not do one in 2020, but I feel like that I feel like it makes a lot of sense for them to do one for 2021. We'll see exactly, I don't know necessarily just because they did it in the summer, I don't know necessarily if like the COVID equation has changed anything with like the cases being up or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like that they figured out how to do it. And I feel like if there was ever a year that you were going to need it on the schedule, like I feel like it fills a lot of holes. And I think that you might be able to get some interesting people who may be around and not on other projects.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I do know that obviously in California and especially in your area, cases are on the rise quite a bit. So I guess we just have to see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that would impact the production, and I'm not sure necessarily like in terms of like any
and the crew and all of that.
Yeah, and any sort of like non-essential businesses or lockdowns that are in place for California, how that affects shooting. But I think that if there was ever going to be a year where they'd want to get to it, I feel like that this is a good one.
Yeah, if something's going to be even more goofy and low key than normal Big Brother, it's Celebrity Big Brother.
Because I know that they've gone back to filming a lot of the scripted CBS series, but I feel like that having the Celebrity Big Brother is going to only space that out a little bit more. Like I think I could envision a world where they do a Celebrity Big Brother across like January, like late January into February, and then that keeps the seat warm for Tough as Nails for a couple of months, and then
back
that
to
could
normal
get you through.
Big Brother,
potentially
or hopefully even Survivor.
Well, there were rumors that there are going to be potentially multiple Survivor seasons filmed
I heard
in
about
2021, potentially with one airing in the summer.
Right.
And to me, I don't know necessarily if it would make a lot of sense to air a Big Brother season and the Survivor season at the same time. I think you could.
I think you might explode if that happened.
It's better than the alternative. I would
I
would always rather work hard than, have to like scramble for like, wait, what are we gonna do?
Right.
But that being said, I wonder if you could potentially, like, just how locked into that, where on the calendar Big Brother falls. Like, could Big Brother start in mid-May and go and end in the end of July, and then could you start a Survivor season the first week of August?
Sort of have Big Brother where Survivor would traditionally have started, and then kind of swap them on the schedule for that year.
Yeah, but basically, and again, I don't know if you want to do necessarily like 2 Survivors, back to back
in a row,
with no break of like, hey, people, you love Survivor, well, we're gonna do 2 seasons in a row with no break.
Yeah. I read they're actually recasting Survivor 41 and 42 based on the diversity.
That would make sense because Survivor 41 was cast and ready to go back in March, but then since then they've sort of signed off on that 50% of the cast of all the CBS reality shows are going to be Black, Indigenous, people of color. And so I think that, based on like the last new cast that they did, they probably were close to that. But, between conflicts and, anything like COVID related, and then also, making sure that they hit that 50% number, like it would not surprise me if they have to do, some reshuffling. And that could mean not necessarily that people got bumped, but maybe it's like, okay. All right, well, hold off. Like, I know we had you on 41. You're going to be on 42. All right. Maybe some people got left at the altar, and maybe some people are like, hey, this doesn't work for me anymore to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Like, probably there are a lot of people who had pledged it, and now here we are a year and a half later, and their lives have changed. They're having babies. They have other stuff going on. Who knows what's going on? So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they lost a lot of people regardless. So,
yeah. So we'll see. Look, things are subject to change. That's the one thing we've learned in 2020.
That's for sure.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Greg.
I have a lot else. I just want to tell you, I really enjoyed the Enneagrams and Dr. Hubicki podcast. So good off-season podcasting going on.
I've had fun trying to come up with new stuff. The Christian was very fun, but I've really have been, I have not stopped thinking about Enneagrams since last Friday, and I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube.
Really?
I think, I watched a lot of.
Do you still think you're a 9?
Yeah, no, I definitely am. I've debated what my wing is a little bit. If I'm a 1 wing or an 8 wing. Leaning more towards the 1. And I think I have Nicole pegged also in terms of where she is. But she's supposed to listen to that podcast this weekend, and then
okay. So she'll figure you all can fight about it on 5.
But then we can fight about what she is, because I think I have her down, but I'd like to get her sense of it.
Yeah, I think I'm a 6 with 9 tendencies, but my wife, who's also, by the way, named Nicole, is definitely a 1. She's hardcore 1.
Hardcore 1. Yeah.
Big 1 energy.
Yeah. So you've been watching a lot of the videos. It's very interesting. But then I'm sort of like I'm getting like lost in the weeds of like, okay, but if you're this, but am I picking up the when I forget what if it's like like high energy, but you're this, and then you're low energy and you're this.
Right.
So it's tough. It's tough to nail it down. I'm not Chappelle.
No, he's been at this a while, it seems like.
Yes. Okay. All right, Greg. Cool. Great talking to you. Okay.
Yeah, you too. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Let's check in with Panther Chris. See how he's doing. Okay. Panther Chris, how are you? Oh, you're muted.
How are you doing?
Yes, I'm doing well, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to say to start, I noticed that Redmond Survivor confirmed that 2 seasons of The Circle were filmed.
Yes, so, I've heard that as well.
So there you go. I broke the news when Josh was on this a while ago. So That's the one contribution I'll have to this.
Yeah, and so schedule wise, they have not announced when those are going to air, but the last one debuted on New Year's Day. So we'll see if we have Circle to talk about in January of this year.
I think Boris has them locked down over there, so they've got nothing else to do. So Studio Lambert, do your thing.
Who's Boris?
The British Prime Minister.
Okay. Sorry. I wasn't. They were switching gears. I'm like, who? Is it Trevor Boris from Big Brother Canada?
No.
Yes. Okay. I didn't know we were talking UK politics.
But yeah, I think that's where they do the editing. I don't know if Netflix in California. I don't know. But
I don't know either. Yeah.
But yeah, no. Just wanted to. I saw the Thanksgiving. I looked at the story at the beginning of this, and
yeah,
I'm glad you guys were able to make do and everything. And I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was fine. It was very low key. Had fun with the boys, playing a lot of Mario Party, or people get mad, Mario Party, and we're having a lot of that going on. And
that's a tri-state area pronunciation of that word, of Mario.
Yeah.
But it's consistent. Everyone up there says it like that. So.
And people are like so horrified. What did you say? Mario? It's Mario. I'm like, all right. Take it easy. Take it easy, everybody. Yeah. So we've been a lot of Mario Party on the Switch on this guys' weekend here.
That's a classic, that or Mario Kart or any of them. But
yeah, we don't have Mario Kart, but maybe Santa will get that.
Hey, there you go. We could talk about anything. I watched all of Billions during this. So
that's another one that I would like to get into. I want to put that on my queue.
You got to do it now. Now I'm an expert de facto on Steve Cohen.
Now, okay, so so tell me. So Steve Cohen is the owner of the Mets, but also the person. So I had thought originally that Steve Cohen, the Paul Giamatti character, was based on Steve Cohen, but it's actually was it Dermot Mulroney?
Damian.
The Damian Lewis.
Yeah.
Yes.
On Homeland.
Okay. All right. He's much more handsome than Steve Cohen is.
Yes, in the Hollywood sense, he is. But I mean, when you have $15 billion, I'm sure you're attracted to something.
Yes. Is his character, is the Damian Lewis character, does he have a lot of love interests on the or is it like an adaptation?
He starts the show married to hold on, let me see her name real quick. Malin Ackerman. So
yeah, because I don't think that the Steve Cohen in real life, I believe he has had the same wife for 30 years.
Good for him.
I just feel like that if the lead in a serialized drama, I feel like is going to probably have multiple love interests.
Yeah, they do some kooky stuff on Billy. He's always looking for the edge to make a little extra money, and it's obviously in murky water, which is how the whole show starts, and it's the Southern District U.S. Attorney of New York versus him, and it's a mess, but it's fun. They the writers like to flaunt how rich the Bobby Axelrod or Steve Cohen character is. So
okay, well,
they go into the art and all of that stuff.
Yes, he has very fancy art. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Steve Cohen? If any of his pieces, his art pieces?
I know that they exist. I am not familiar with any specific pieces.
The craziest one is he has a tiger shark preserved in formaldehyde that a British man made in the early 90s, and that is one of the signature pieces of art that he has, which is just like an insane thing to see that go, I'm going to buy that. But it's going to be awesome because he's going to get like Trevor Bauer. And
I was going to say, that'd be great when he does that with Trevor Bauer. Yeah. And JT Realmuto.
Yeah.
And George Springer.
Hey, look, the Braves got a 37-year-old guy, so I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll have enough.
The pitcher from the Rays. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, Charlie
Charlie
Morton.
Murphy.
He was
No,
good
Charlie Murphy.
recently, so
Yeah. So okay.
Morton, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I'm excited. I'm excited about the baseball. We'll see.
It's good. And look, it's nice of the Clemson Tigers to keep preserving Trevor Lawrence for you, so that's very polite of them.
Fresh. Yeah, that's good. I'm worried the Jets are going to screw this up and win one, but Sam Darnold is coming. The Flacco is too elite. I got to get back to Sam Darnold.
Do you think that if it came down to who has one loss right now? Is
The Jaguars have they are 1-9, but they have a easier strength of schedule, which is the tiebreaker. But it comes down to a lot of like every single week there are like certain teams like the Jets are rooting for this. Actually, your boy Cam Newton losing to the Texans was actually a big swing in the Jets' favor because that made the Texans 2 games better because the Jaguars played them twice, and the Patriots 2 games worse if the Jets played them twice.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that big. I don't even know the mechanisms of this.
Sadly, I do. Yeah.
Well, the Panthers, they have the capability of sucking worse than they do right now, but I think the new coach just has a little too much energy, and it wasn't meant to be. So it's happy. I'm liking what he's doing. He's aggressive. He doesn't coach like NFL coaches do, where he realizes that it's okay to push it a little bit and try when there's, he's
a keeper. That's good. That's good. You got the coach figured out. That the long-term quarterbacks are not there, right? That they're not building around Teddy Bridgewater, right?
I like Teddy a lot, but I hope not. I think that, you just got to get a young guy.
Yeah.
And then you'll have 1 or 2 years where you get good draft picks based on having the young guy too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's very few professional organizations where
maybe we'll trade for Sam Darnold.
Hey, well, hey, he can't get into too much trouble in Charlotte, right?
Yeah. So maybe.
But yeah, what else is going on? You guys are just hanging in there, and the Valley's in. I'm totally unfamiliar with Los Angeles. Yeah, it's in LA County though, right?
Yes, it's LA County. It's close to Ventura County, but not quite. And so I really don't know necessarily. I don't follow the COVID news here too closely. I mean, I really don't do anything. I think we're in a lockdown right now, but to be honest, I'd have to be going somewhere to know more about it.
Look, vaccines are on the way. I'm starting to see like doctors and nursing home people talk about. I'm not like following a bunch of nursing home residents, but like a few people that work in those, they're signing up to get the vaccine. So like people are gonna get it. So
sure, yeah. I mean, we are like the hope is on the way, but we just gotta get through these next couple of months and just not totally, get so far in the, so far gone that the consequences now are devastating, but we could really just put ourselves in a hole that could take forever to dig out of when, if we could take some precautions here in the next couple of months, the hope is on the horizon, but we just got to get there.
Yeah. And we'll have Survivor again, and Big Brother All-Stars was rough, but it's okay.
Do you think we're going to get it, Chris?
So Celebrity Big Brother?
Yeah.
I think that so I know that LA County is crazy right now with the numbers, but I think that the testing back at CBS has so much money, and I just think late February, like they can have all the safety precautions in place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think the worst point of this is right now is going to be. I'm not obviously not a doctor, but like we've all been. I've had nothing else to do but read about this besides when I'm not working, obviously, and. Just based on once the vaccines start coming, I just feel like the second week of January is going to be the worst part of this. And this is reading like all the FDA people like Scott Gottlieb or Andy Slack. I think
Yeah.
second week in January is going to be the worst thing we see, and then it's going to just go slowly down. And then by that point, it'll be a matter of months before you and I can get access to the vaccine if we want it. And if you take it at that point, it's kind of a little bit of at least insurance for yourself and your family. And it's like, well, it might not be good nationally, but like at least in this household, we can, go get ice cream without being terrified or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
we just got to wait and see. But in the meantime, everybody's got to just be careful for, a few more months. We've come this far.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of crazy stuff in 20. We gotta see season 2021.
Right. We're almost there. Chris, anything else going on?
No, that's it. Just wanted. I'm really enjoying Gary. I haven't watched this last episode of Amazing Race, so they might have done something bad, but really enjoying Gary and D'Angelo.
Yeah, no, nothing bad. Yeah, that I had not realized that we talked about this on the last Facebook Friday that Gary's career really took off when he got to Cleveland. It was like that the Panthers never used him as a pass catcher.
Then he blew up. He got hot in Cleveland.
Yeah, he got hot and then he retired.
He
must have got hurt.
I'm glad that he does kind of have an interesting posture now. So hopefully it wasn't anything too crazy. But I think he's just a big guy. It's funny seeing him next to everybody, all the other amazing racers.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, good catching up. Okay.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
All right. Take care.
All right,
bye. All right, let's check in with, we have not heard from the Zach that sucks recently, but he's back. Zach, how are you?
I've been worse. How are you?
Yes, Zach, what's going on?
Nothing. I just saw the Facebook
Are you out
Friday.
working today?
No, I don't work on Fridays.
Okay.
I was, they tried to make me work yesterday, which was weird because they sent me a message saying that I couldn't work yesterday. The people at Grubhub need to coordinate their stuff a little better, I think.
Most of us do, right?
Yeah, could use with a little the left hand talking to the right, I guess.
Okay, so what's going on?
Nothing. I just saw the Facebook Friday thing pop up in my YouTube feed, and I figured I would call and check in. Apparently, Survivor's doing pretty good on Netflix now, isn't there?
Yeah,
do they have more seasons?
I think that, it's interesting because I don't know necessarily like how this deal came to be. Like, does Netflix come to CBS and like, hey, we want to go, or is it like is Mark Burnett going to Netflix and saying, hey, you want this? So I don't know, like it's doing well. I don't know how fast they can order more seasons, or like, will they take Cagayan and Heroes vs. Villains off and put other seasons on?
So those are the only 2 seasons right now?
It's 2 seasons.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you can watch Heroes vs. Villains with none of the context.
Yes.
And people are still loving it, which is a pretty strong testament to that.
Yeah, I've heard more about people watching Cagayan than Heroes vs. Villains, but you don't
need context for Cagayan.
Yeah. So, what should be the 3rd season they release?
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, they've clearly had some kind of like best of selection going on.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying really hard to sell this to the general public.
Yes.
So like if you were doing Sesternino's selection, if you were trying to sell Survivor to the general public, what would be the next season that you would add to whet people's appetites?
All right, we got a couple of different ways to go here. I think, just for argument's sake, we want to stick with the seasons in HD. So let's rule out 1 through 16 because they are standard def. Then we want to come up with seasons that are gonna hold up from 17 to 40. I would say off the top of my head, we would probably look at season and again, I know they have Heroes versus Villains, but I feel like that the all-star seasons are a little weird to have there. But I would say that I think that Millennials versus Gen X is a good option. I think David versus Goliath is a good option. I think Philippines is a good option. And maybe what about blood versus water?
I think blood versus water could work because it is half new people, and like Philippines is mostly new people. So the mixed seasons, even though we don't like to see them on television, those two at least are pretty compelling viewing, and they're easy to get behind the stories of. But yeah, I think David versus Goliath of all of the seasons that you listed is probably the strongest. If they had to pick just one, I think that's the one that they should go with.
Yeah. I think 37 or 33. I think are probably the good options.
Like, I can't believe that that Josh called his shot on that season so early, and it just kept being
Smart
true.
guy. Look, he can sense it.
Yeah, I've been kind of reliving the past a little bit, going through certain older podcasts. I don't know what that says about me. I haven't really gleaned any new insights. Sometimes you just want a little comfort food. It's like Thanksgiving.
Sure. And it's like reheating some leftovers.
Exactly. They're still good. Not everything is still good when you reheat it, but this is.
Yeah. Good. You've been listening to old RHAP podcasts or old other podcasts?
Old RHAP podcasts.
Yes.
This
How
is
far
most
back
of my
you go?
podcast listening.
Yes.
A little millennials versus Gen X.
Yes.
Because,
and they held up okay?
Yeah. I love the incredulity that people have sometimes, like when people do things that seem to not make sense. Like when Jay voted out Michaela, and it was just like nobody could believe. Everybody loved it, but nobody could believe it.
Yeah, it's a good moment.
Yeah, this is great. Oh, my brain. My brain just isn't working right lately. I think it could be all the tryptophan, or it could be me. Like,
did you overdo it with the turkey, Zach?
Well, I was brought a lot of turkey. See, my family is determined to give me anxiety. They, against all advice, decided to do a big get together. And I told them, I can't condone this, so I'm not coming. But they did make me a giant plate. And I think they've laced it with extra tryptophan or something so that I let my guard down and go out in public without a mask because they're invested in that for some reason.
Yeah. Look, I hear you. I hear you. That I do not think that my family has taken a lot of precaution. I sense, what I sort of like, people seem to know what's going on, and it's like, well, but not Aunt Mary. We know she's fine. It's like that other people, need to take precautions, but not the people that we know.
It's actually kind of weird in my case because I've got, my parents are divorced, so I've got two sides of the family. I guess you have two sides of the family even if they're not divorced, but these two sides are very disconnected because of the divorce. And it's weird what this has brought out in them, because the side that I thought was, the more agreeable side, the more, intelligent, I don't want to say intelligent, but the less conservative side, let's say that. The less conservative side, the ones that I thought would be more reasonable, they're the ones who are taking like no precautions whatsoever. And the side that I thought was like super hardcore conservative, they're like actually listening to medical advice. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I also think that a lot of people like you don't know who necessarily has what sort of like comorbidities that sort of like okay, well, I'm really no matter what your politics are, that hey, I'm really paying attention to this because this member of my family has this issue, and I know that that's sometimes it's the actual specifics that really make the difference for people, whereas people that don't necessarily have any sort of like outlying issues feel like, oh well, I'll be fine, I'm healthy, I'm not worried about me.
That could be the case. My dad's side of the family, which is the side that is actually listening to medical advice, they are the high blood pressure side. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, you never know.
No, you never know. One piece of maybe good news. My mom, it's good and bad news. My mom ultimately decided not to go to the big Thanksgiving. I was trying really hard not to advise her not to go, and she ultimately decided not to go, but it's because she wasn't feeling well.
Okay. Hey,
and she hasn't been taking precautions, so now I get to spend the next couple of weeks really worrying about her.
Yeah. I know it's a tough time, but hopefully everything is okay, Zach.
Fingers crossed. I mean, there's not a whole lot that I can do about this absurdity, so
yeah,
I just have to ride the wave, I guess.
Yeah, hang in there. A few more months.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Anything else that's on your mind, Zach?
God, I miss Survivor.
Yeah.
I checked out of Big Brother. Did I miss anything?
No.
I don't. That seems to be the case. I checked out when Tyler did his little
when Tyler
I want to quit thing.
Yeah.
When Tyler checked out, I was like, this is like weird now. This is making me cringe too hard. I have to go.
Yeah.
My mom's calling. I have to go.
Okay. All right, Zach.
Appreciate it.
Bye. Okay. All right. Let's stick with Zach's. Third wheel Zach is here.
Yeah,
Zach, how are you?
Good. I feel like Zach shouldn't be the Zach that sucks. No Zach sucks. We're all
no Zach suck.
Exactly. Yeah. But how you doing, Rob? Having a good time on the
You're doing okay. Having fun hanging out with the boys this weekend. We're gonna have some Mandalorian. That's our Friday night. Nicole goes to work, and then me and the boys watch Mando on Friday night.
Nice. It's not too scary for them. They love it and all that.
Yeah, there hasn't been anything too scary. The spiders didn't freak them out or anything like that. So that's been good.
Good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to be on the community building podcast tomorrow with
that's
James
nice.
and Josh. I think that's the first long form podcast I'm going to do with Josh. So I'm excited for that. Going to be.
Are you a big community guy?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, though I remember. And I'll probably tell this on the podcast tomorrow, so this is a little sneak preview. But when I was in the 9th grade, I think we were watching Netflix on a Nintendo Wii, and it was standard definition. And the two shows that I watched at that time were Avatar, which I podcast about, and Community. So it's which I'll be on tomorrow. So yeah, I'm a big Community guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, continue.
What's new? So what's new with you? What's going on?
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about your favorite Survivor episodes, and I think I agree with you. I think the two big Tony episodes, because Winners at War, I think why it was so good was Tony didn't really have a big edit pre-merge, if you recall from that season.
Yeah.
But then that episode was his breakout moment where you're oh wow, he's getting the huge edit here. So then. Yeah. And as a huge Tony stan, I love that episode. It was so good. Him getting the extortion advantage, celebrating, and then realizing it's a disadvantage and all that. That's peak Survivor for me.
Yeah. I've thought about an idea of trying to identify the best episode of each season to go through 40 seasons. I don't know necessarily if that's something that people would be interested in.
Yeah, I'd love that. It's always more fun to have you guys talking Survivor in the off season. Can't speak for everybody there.
Well, I do want to in 2021 have a regular, once we get to the new year, I'd like to have a regular Survivor podcast scheduled for the week to sort of hey, it may be no Survivor on right now, but I'd like to have it basically make sure we're hitting it once a week.
What you could do then, because you have such a deep pool of people, all the people come on the voicemails and the Roberts podcast community, everyone's a Survivor expert and is hilarious pretty much. So what you could do is have multiple people come on, be okay, this is my favorite episode and I want to talk about it. So then maybe there's two people who have two favorite episodes from Borneo or something that.
Yeah.
That might be a good way to form. That way you can get more than even like 40 episodes out of that, I feel like.
Yeah, my goal is in the next couple of weeks, I want to lock down like the 2021 schedule for at least the first half of the year, and sort of like say, just to give people a sense, because I know people are like, well, what are you going to talk about once the Amazing Race is over? And I want to like be able to answer that question with a little bit more certainty.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for any more Survivor content. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed the podcast with you, Shannon, and Mike. That was a lot of fun. Not something I ever thought about, really.
That's looking immunity necklaces. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that was never something I really thought. And then once you guys got into it, I was like, oh, yeah, I do remember that necklace from that season. And all that stuff. I thought that was a very enjoyable.
We'll be getting into some more listing this week as well.
Oh, nice. I'm excited for all of that. And then, yeah, I play Among Us with all those guys too, like Jess, Will, Deshaun, all those. It's fun, but man, it's like, I feel like we play so much. It's like, damn, like I got to take a break sometimes, play some other games.
Do you always play in the Skeld?
Yeah, majority of the time, that's what we do. Because I feel like we're very open to new people and stuff. Like we played with Chappelle the one time, and Chappelle doesn't play too much, so we usually stick to Skeld for the most part. And then I actually wanted to speak to Chappelle, the Enneagram podcast, like you, it's been on my mind a lot. I've been redoing a lot of research on it too. And like, I'm a 4, and I really agreed with that. And then Chappelle, because I was asking him about it while we were playing Among Us, and he was saying one of the biggest examples of 4 that he didn't bring up on the podcast was Dennis Rodman. And as a big basketball fan, I could see that. Because 4, to give a little of the description again, it's like individualist. They're all about authenticity. They can wear their sadness on their sleeve, and that's like Dennis Rodman to it. So
also, can I just say, like, God bless Chappelle, because that I'm sure that every single person that knows him, listen to that podcast, is like messaging him about I think I'm actually I think I'm a 3. What do you think?
Yeah, I felt so bad because I actually did what a lot of people did. I tweeted before listening to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
And then he's like, don't tweet me, don't do nothing. And I apologized about that. I was like, oh, my bad, Chappelle, I tweeted you. And he was like, no, it's all good. He was really nice and open. He was like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. Like, nah, Chappelle's such a, like, I mean, I guess I gas him up a lot, but he's a great guy.
He's a 7. He's a 7. He loves people. Yeah, he's
too good. Like, I'm not.
Makes sense.
I'm like, I can hang with people and be sociable, but I can't do it to the level of Chappelle and some of these other 7s.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a really interesting subject. And like, is it real? I don't know, but I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, no, I agree. At the end of the day, is it real? Who knows? But I don't know. For me, I like this more than Myers-Briggs, though. And
I think I can wrap my head around this a little bit easier. And maybe it's 9 types versus 16 types, or it's like that. I personally like. Well, I think the Myers-Briggs stuff is also very interesting. Like, I get very like I don't even know where like I have a hard enough time remembering which one I am, like, as opposed to, oh, you're ESFJ. Oh, okay. That the 9 numbers, for whatever reason, I'm able to remember that a lot better.
Yeah, same. And I like the format a lot, and that was like really peak off-season podcasting, I thought. And the Christian Vicky podcast as well. I listened to that last night. I don't like it so much stuff. Like, and I've heard of CRISPR and all that stuff, but like Christian does a really good job actually like explaining it to us like lesser beings, and I'm not like to us like, stupid people, because like I'm not the smartest guy, but I felt like he was really explaining it in like such clear, concise, like easy to understand, you know.
Yeah, he's explaining it to me. Yeah. So
no, that was a great podcast. And like, again, because I liked how it was not necessarily Survivor related. Like, even Chappelle, I thought he did a really good job. I commented this on the thread, not like round peg, square holing a lot of Survivor contestants into it. I really like the fact that he used these pop culture references. And even Christian talked about Survivor a little bit, but I was actually kind of happy he was talking more about the robotics and all that stuff. Because man,
he had some things he wanted to say about Survivor. So like, it's like, I thought the one thing that I brought to the podcast was like, all right, let's like a little bit like bounce around the menu here. Or like, okay, let's talk about something heavy. All right, now let's talk about something fluffy. Now let's like hit a Survivor thing. All right, let's go back to this, something that's hardcore science.
Yeah, and I think you did a really good job with that, because I think the questions you pulled from the patrons were like perfect to keep the conversation flowing.
Yeah, so we had a good mix.
Yeah.
Zach, by the way, your guy Dennis Rodman appeared on The Pack.
Oh, really? He was on the first episode of The
Yes,
Pack?
he's in the opening of The Pack.
Oh, good for him. I was watching
as a noted animal lover.
The other day, they had his 30 for 30, which was it was a recent documentary. It was 2019, and it was very sad. If I'm being honest, there was not a
lot. Big Four energy.
Yeah. But man, it was like, holy! I'm glad my life ain't that sad. Let me tell you, he's had a rough go of it, to say.
Yeah,
it's like a battle with
you should put. You could put it on, and when you want to be more sad.
Yeah. Well, I was just curious. I thought they were going to talk more about his basketball, but no, it was more like him battling his demons, quite honestly. So, yeah, but no, it was really eye-opening, though, and it was a good documentary, to say the least. Just not what I expected. But yeah, maybe I'll check out The Pack. I mean, I had no desire to check it out, but now I'm kind of a little curious, so you planted the seed there.
Okay. All right. Seeds, baby. All right. Zach, anything else going on?
No, I'll let you go. I think the mailbag, though, was really confusing. I had no idea what the heck was going on.
There's a lot going on.
I feel like you guys can do the Renap adventure.
Choose your own Renap adventure.
And I'm excited for that.
Yeah, with Mike and Liana tomorrow.
Yeah,
all right. Take care, Zach. All right.
Bye.
All right. Let's talk to John. John, a.k.a. John Johnston on TikTok, the #1 Sims influencer in the RHAP patron group.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, Kirsten.
Well, that she's known for, she's an influencer for many things. I'm pigeonholing you as the Sims influencer. Simfluencer.
Yeah, and I think I'm the only one out of somebody here. It's like mostly playing Sims almost every day.
Yeah.
Being on it live on Twitch if you want to watch.
Yep. All right. John, what's happening?
So good. I mean, still exhausted from these last maybe 36 hours.
Why? What happened in the last 36 hours?
Well, I cooked a turkey.
Yeah.
And then it went well. I didn't burn the house down.
Yep.
And then Black Friday.
And you went shopping?
Yep.
You went in person or you were shopping online?
This one was in person. Only because
was there a certain deal out there that you needed?
There were some stuff I wanted and some are like, I could use for the house.
Okay. So what anything interesting? Anything good?
Maybe it's a little not too chaotic this year or not too
but what was it that you went out to get?
Well, we'll get some new games and get some new movies, and of course, some stuff for the house apartment. And then I think the only thing that really bothered me a little bit is like, because of those new Xbox and the new PlayStation.
Yeah. Like,
I saw a guy bought it, and then he and his friends I think when I went to another store, he was trying to sell it to some rando.
Oh, he was scalping it.
Yep. Come on.
Did you go buy a PlayStation 5?
No, because we only got 10, and then the first 10 lined up for maybe 20. They lined up since Wednesday night.
Yeah.
That's a commitment. I can.
I'm gonna buy my kids a PlayStation 4 and tell them it's the new one.
They won't even know the difference unless
they don't know.
Unless Dominic watches YouTube about it.
Yeah. Well, if he sees it on YouTube, like, what? Wait, PlayStation 5 came out? I didn't even know. Oh my God.
Just wait till next year. That's what I'll do.
Sure.
That's what I'm doing right now.
We're fine. We have Nintendo Switch.
How's that going?
Good. A lot of Mario Party happening.
Did you try to get them into Animal Crossing? Because I think maybe.
No, I don't know too much about Animal Crossing. That they play Minecraft, and I feel like that's similar, but I don't know that
a little bit, not really much.
Okay, all right. So
I mean,
Minecraft. What do I know, John?
Oh well, is there anyone else on right now? Maybe they know.
No, just you. We're talking to you.
Well, if you want, maybe you can ask Wiggler or Karen.
Oh, I want to ask you.
I don't have Switch.
Oh, okay.
It's
all right.
I'm mostly a PlayStation guy.
All right. So John, what else is new? You're exhausted from 36 hours. Your turkey came out good.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Amazing Race?
Sure. What do you want to talk about?
Do you want to talk about the casual?
The mega leg?
I'll just say it wasn't interesting, but the double yield says, screw you.
Yeah. I did my exit interview. Amazing Race spoilers incoming. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I did my exit interview with the sisters the other day. And they said that they were so far behind that the yield ultimately did not matter too much.
Yeah, but really, those casuals on those comments, like if you want to read them right now, we can.
I'm good.
I was just curious, like, thought we could make
did you already read them?
There were lots of saying, they were saying like, just some comments saying, the alliances is stupid, or like,
John, that's like, not just the casuals.
Well, I'm a little bit fed up with it, but yeah, I'm not that kind of person, but I'm not gonna be the one.
You're not a complainer.
Well, and I'm not the one sending death threats to like Will and James.
Did somebody send a death threat to Will and James?
They're saying, Will and James are a bunch of bullies because they.
Yeah, but you guys are bullies is not a death threat.
Yeah, but I think I heard someone like go F yourself or something like that, and then I guess.
Yeah, I don't think go F yourself is a death threat either.
I don't know. I think some death threats are like Yeah. I don't know.
I'm gonna kill you is a death threat.
Yeah, I think, or like maybe jump off a bridge.
Jump off a bridge is not a death threat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is like that. Man, they're bringing a lot of negative since. I don't know. I know you didn't watch Canada last season, but there were. I know, like a lot of people telling one team to like, you should be deported.
Okay, deported out of Canada.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And Canadians are usually very nice.
Yeah, but I thought Americans are more worse, or.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, people don't like the alliances, but it is what it is. I think that because I had said on the Tar Pits the week before, I didn't think that the blondes would be targeted, but I think that because Hung and Chi were at the back of the pack, that I think that it ended up being like, okay, well, we have to, attack the sisters to make sure that Hung and Chi don't get eliminated. Whereas I think had Gary and D'Angelo been at the back of the pack, I think that teams would have, switched course and targeted Gary and D'Angelo because, they're vulnerable. They're at the back of the pack. But I think that because Hung and Chi were in danger, that people attacked the sisters to make sure that Hung and Chi would be safe. When in reality, you should target Hung and Chi because they're the better team.
I mean, this is like, I don't know, what is a Survivor move that's like, this is like not the best move, or like, really why get rid of them when they're, a good asset or a good, well, a good meal, as Jeremy would say.
Mm-hmm. Probably, a bunch of things.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe maybe Wendell not keeping. Maybe that's the one when Laurel did not decide to flip to get rid of Wendell on Ghost Island.
I don't know if there was a time when Laurel was going to flip. I think maybe you could say maybe when Wendell voted against Yule and kept Michelle in the game. How about that, John?
I'm thinking about that, although maybe Poverty, but I don't think anything about Poverty.
Yeah, I don't think Poverty was working with anybody. But the Yule thing was, then it was everybody was sketched out about them voting out Yule and keeping Michelle.
I mean, I guess that's the latest one. A lot said. I mean, there's a lot of BB22 comparisons, which I really hated. So
because there's an alliance.
Well, just an alliance, and it's mostly targeting a minority, which is not so 2020.
Who's targeting a minority?
Let's see. That Vibe in Big Brother, or that's it.
What does that have to do with the Amazing Race?
I know they just said like, this is like Big Brother, like where one alliance gets all the power.
Let's talk about like racism when it's happening, but let's not let's not conflate it with there being an alliance on The Amazing Race.
Yeah, but I think it's just because they've been like, oh, just Kale and Haley. Like, who cares about them? Like, that's what they probably thought.
Yeah, probably. What else is going on, John?
Oh, speaking of which, I did love. You didn't talk about the other Black voices that you did with Sean.
Yes. Oh, yes. The I'm catching up with some of the winners with Sean. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially Sandra really says that I thought she I don't think she got a lot of flack just for being a winner, but I guess she has a lot of support, I guess, on one country, which is so cool.
Yeah. Yes, Sandra has a lot of support coming from the people in Puerto Rico. We're very excited to see Sandra and her family members give her a lot of support, and she I think she talked about that a lot in her first season.
I don't think she talked about a lot because I think they did say like the editors really I think that's why they were so cautious, like because they are gonna make them look bad or something like that. Maybe that's why it's like they've been getting a bad rap.
Who's getting a bad rap?
Well, these people that have been like I think B also said about like she was keeping herself quiet, but because of the worry that
she didn't want to give anything to the producers.
Yeah, and then like they might. Maybe
she didn't. I almost wanted to ask her during the panel if that she was more concerned. Was she concerned that the producers would give her game away? Because I feel like a lot of people, have had that concern, or if she was more concerned about how she would be depicted on the show.
Maybe it's a little both because I really, if I'm on like yes, I want to talk about the game, but I just don't want to be like be maybe I don't know. Maybe purple's not the best comparison, but maybe just like edit to look like I'm a maybe baboon or like like not knowing what I'm doing. I don't know. These are so fascinating that I've been finding out since you started this.
Yeah, John, did you listen to the Enneagram podcast?
I'm still trying to learn how to.
Okay. It's not, what you thought you were.
I need to take a test, though. Thanks for that.
No, Chappelle said don't take a test.
Or how do I find out?
You just listen to the podcast.
Oh yeah. Well, I need to find out what am I or what the number.
Yeah, I have a guess.
Oh, is it maybe what the numbers? I'm really
1 to 9.
Maybe a 4.
I don't know. Are you just guessing a random number?
Yeah, you said. I thought you said you probably know.
Yeah, well, I don't want to that I'd love to. You should listen, and then you tell us what you think.
Oh yeah, I listened to it, but yeah, I think it's like I need to do a little bit more research.
Yeah, I think you're a 2, John.
Okay, so that's like a little bit maybe quiet.
No, that you're always doing things for other people. You get gifts for people. You're always thinking of others.
Oh man, now that you put it that way, yeah. Although I did have to give some gifts for this Christmas, it's so different because.
Yeah, the helper, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the Off Topic album for the Christmas gift exchange.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw mine.
What, the gift you got or the gift you gave?
Well, the one I got.
What'd you get?
Oh, a hockey puck and a keychain, and then a Tampa shirt.
Whoa! Look at you, John.
I know. Thank you to Joy for giving me that. It's like, wow, you didn't have to give me double the present. It's like,
well, you were very good this year.
Yeah, and then of course I gave my Secret Santa, but I guess
the secret.
Just waiting for that picture to come up.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, did you get yours yet or no?
Not yet.
Well, so how is your house right now?
How's my house? It's not good. Not good. That they did the demolition, and then it's taken a very long time to get it rebuilt.
How long do you think? How long they said it?
They said it was going to be done by the end of this month, but hey, it's November 27th, and it's nobody's working on it.
They better be done by Monday. If not, you might just maybe consider moving out different house now. Have you considered that?
I'm gonna consider it.
Because if this landlord sucks, then like if I were you, I'd be like, can I have my renter's check back?
Yeah. John, I'm gonna have you represent me.
I'm not a good lawyer, but I guess I'll try.
Okay.
I mean, who's a good lawyer here?
No, I want you on that. I want you out there, John. This is my counsel, John.
Okay, well, I'll try to be so nice to them. It's like, come on.
No, John. I'm the good cop. You're the bad cop.
Ooh, Liam Neeson doubles.
Yeah, that's right. You got to bring the hammer.
Yeah, listen.
Hey, I watch HGTV. I know how this is supposed to go.
Yeah, it doesn't take freaking 3 months. Come on, probably done renovation in 7 weeks.
Yeah, Property Brothers would take care of this in a second.
Yes, come on, 6 weeks, they get it done. And plus, they know how to make it within reason.
Yes. So, all right.
They have better taste than what you have.
All right. John. All right. Nicole's got to go to work. Anything else you want to say?
Nothing, not really much, but I'm just glad that Akiba finally decided to bite the dust.
Finally. All right. Yes. Our long national nightmare is over. Akiva finally got on board.
Yeah. So do I just come on and talk with you guys, or how's that?
So I don't know what Akiva set up, but it's on the wheel. Eligible this week now.
Thank goodness. So hopefully after Renap Adventure, hopefully that's not a spoiler.
Not a spoiler. You're good.
But yeah, I just can't wait to be on and just. I don't know why Akiba does not do nice sometimes. It's like.
That I think that there's he just wants everybody to like all the ideas, and maybe he had some reservations.
Well, even you have reservations because you're like it's like, is it even for me or for like you're always saying like I'm just trying to avoid being called a boomer.
Did somebody call you a boomer, John?
No, talking about you. You always say like with the risk of being called a boomer.
Yes. So you're trying to help me avoid being called a boomer?
Oh, you and Akiba.
Yes. Okay. And then us talking about HGTV will help that?
I don't think it's show for boomers because there's maybe a lot of new millennials, and plus
a lot of so it's mostly millennials watching HGTV.
I know, and then also now the newest trend on house living is what people living in like house made of crates or those containers.
Yeah.
Or those tiny houses, like
Okay.
So well, I'll explain more if I can when we.
All right.
Get there.
Yeah. Don't spoil it now. All right, John. You have a great weekend. Okay.
All right. Happy late Thanksgiving and
happy late Thanksgiving to you too. Okay. All right, there you go. The great John Johnston. All right. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. If you check this out on YouTube, we do this every Friday. Although this upcoming week, we have our end of the month patron cast coming up. My planning is I'm going to do that on Tuesday, and maybe since we're going to do a call-in show Tuesday, maybe we'll do our patron activity / game night on Friday. Maybe we'll switch it up this week coming up. Anyway, hope you're doing good. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye.